Greetings, Nakama. Brit is back to welcome you into another fun deep dive into one of the latest bastions of the Shonen community. For decades, all we heard about was the big three. And in this latest generation, miniseries have not only taken hold of the entire Shonen subgenre, but have become staples in the entire anime community as a whole. And as we step into the world of JuJutsu Kaisen, audiences are witness to a viewpoint that has all the familiarity of old while flashing some of the new flavors of what this new generation has to offer and introduces it beautifully into this new era. As always, if you want to see more anime explainers, be sure to like and subscribe for more in-depth deep dives. And with that being said, let's get reckless. As we bounce into the next generation of shonen anime in the shonen realm, it would be completely amiss of me not to try to pretend that the aspects that made all the prior monsters of the industry such behemoths aren't alive and well in the shows that grace our screens today. From the rivals that push Pro Tycoon to the limits, to the drive to save all / become the best dude bra of all time. Stories that find life in manga and thrive on the screen are in no short supply. And a beautiful new standard bearer is the aforementioned JuJutsu Kaisen. Taking place in a world akin to ours, this series follows many beats that we've known to love. The three-person group, stories of overcoming your limits, and of a particular note for this story, an educator that is top tier. What? You got something against educators? Whether it's novels or manga, badass teachers have been seen in a plethora of storylines. From video games featuring Geralt training Ciri to be the best Witcher, to the animated masterpieces like Attack on Titan, where Commander Pixis inspires and captures all from the precipice. What an educator brings to the narrative is one of wisdom and talent, oversight and vision. And that last one is the one I want to swan dive into. For the vision of an educator brings so much to light that when approaching JuJutsu Kaisen, Satoru Gojo is one whose vision for his students are pronounced, and how he guides them is tantamount to the awesomeness of this sensei. And to those that are familiar with the show, depicting a little befuddlement, that's okay, because even though this mad lad's eyes are covered, he sees everything. Oh yeah, as with many senseis in prior shonen, this one has quirks. And not in the My Hero sense either. From how he speaks with his colleagues and superiors, to his morals when engaging in the field, Gojo presents us with the see no evil version of Naruto's Kakashi sensei, and one that is much more playful in nature to his ninja counterpart. As mentioned, this sensei keeps his eyes covered through the show, and while we find out why, that amazing bit of character analysis will be saved to the end of this deep dive. Until we get there, Nakama, 3 instances stand out that offer the nuances for any viewer that either returns or seeks to pick up this series. And nestled brilliantly within the first episode of JuJutsu Kaisen, this see no evil mad lad makes a bold statement. In miniseries, there are beings and creatures that are the embodiments of mass destruction. In Naruto, we see the tailed beast to Bleach, where there is basically a walking nuclear weapon each arc to engage with. And JuJutsu Kaisen is no different. Intertwined within the Protag story arc is that of Sukuna. This proclaimed most powerful Jujutsu sorcerer in history garnered the name King of the Curses, exudes a terrifying aura befitting such creatures like All For One in My Hero or Kuzan from Demon Slayer. Sukuna's presence still ripples thousands of years later, and as we are beginning to be introduced to all the main players of the story, our Pro Tycoon's first encounter with his soon-to-be sensei allotted the clear question outright. Are you stronger than Sukuna, the demon inside me? Interesting enough, this was met with a paused response. And in later seasons, as we come to know Gojo, one that is very measured. He reasserts that seemingly mythical strength of the King of the Curses, but states boldly that he can win in a fight. And as the audience, we are beset with a beautifully choreographed matchup. And while incredibly brief, an excellent barometer for how we are to gauge this sensei. For it's the gaze of this educator that allows for the space to understand one's limits. Satoru Gojo has a teaching style that I, as a fellow educator, aspire to, in some cases. Under his watchful eye is an environment created to meet the learner where they are. Okay, that is one big stretch. Gojo creates the spaces that meets him where he wants to be, leaving many around to be benefited in ways that really and truly save their lives. With Yuji Itadori, our Pro Tycoon with a taste for cursed fingers, Gojo has seemingly not had his interests at heart, but time and time again, Itadori is shown to have someone watching over him that does not approach him with true hostility, much in the way that JJK higher authority has been approached. Yeah, Nakama, you heard me right. This blue-eyed enchanter is a rebel. While there can be a few super senseis that follow the rules, from Kakashi to Yami, we anime fans are blessed to have many excellent examples of awesomeness that educates shonen protagon in the story, while remaining within the system. It's always best to think of your own and push back in the antics that Satoru pulls in front of his students towards the administrative leadership, borderlines on outright hostility. But not without good reason. The higher-ups within this push narratives and engage in back channels that impact lives. And that of Gojo, which is a big no-no. It's really refreshing seeing a higher-up member actually voice opposition to the actions of their superiors. Just think of what could have been avoided in Naruto if Itachi Uchiha had said no. Imagine what Sasuke would be like in the story now. That edgelord would possibly be one of the bestest boys of all time. But Gojo Sensei is thankfully not one to really keep his mouth closed, especially when what he sees with his eyes open causes so much fury. And as mentioned at the beginning, this man has the physical presence to back up any scenario. For all his antics and edges, Satoru Gojo is a very caring individual. He may seem aloof and lackadaisical, which does add gas to the tense engagement with higher up administrators, but this stage is a very interesting nuance for how he educates. For all that's said for his ego and stature, it almost seems that he's cultivating the perfect vessel to get Sukuna to a place where he can fight him at full strength. But it seems to be more than that, more to him. He isn't only focused on Itadori and that tutelage there. Megumi Fushiguro, a pet-loving Sasuke, and Nobara Kugisaki, useful Sakura, have both had time placed into each one of them and how they can improve as a JuJutsu sorcerer. And even though he may come from this higher up world and be seen as an elite, because he is, he treats everyone the same. The vision of an educator, one that can bring the best out of others, is radiated by those who want to be the best and bring out the best in others. Such examples are littered throughout fiction, but within this anime, where our imaginations are able to be in awe at the possibilities of what can happen in this story, we find an educator all about seeing the potential of those in his tutelage. And that, my Nakama, is why you should watch JuJutsu Kaisen. Thank you for joining us for another amazing deep dive, and always remember that anime is adulting. Peace! Hey you! Yeah you, the amazing Nakama that made it to the end of our content. Hi, I'm the Dark Briton with the Runaway Warlords, and I'd like to personally say thank you for being able to check out our video. If you like what we have, go ahead and subscribe. That'll really be able to help you out. If you want to check out another video, we have one right here. And also, we have a lovely playlist for you to check out right there. I'm the Dark Briton of the Runaway Warlords. Thank you so much for being with us on this journey. We'll catch you next time. Peace.